On the news tonight, House of Rep calls for political will in dealing with terrorism as Southern Governors Forum advocates establishment of state police. Correspondent examines alternative ways to resolve disputes between workers and employers. Good evening and welcome to the news at 7 on Nta Ijebu Ode. My name is Ifeoluwa Ashalu and here are the details of our bulletin. The federal government has been charged to exercise political will to deal decisively with terrorism and all forms of violent extremism using kinetic and non-kinetic measures. This was among submissions by several lawmakers as the House of Representatives continues day 2 of debates on the security situation in the country. Parliamentarians agreed that insecurity manifests differently across the geopolitical zones of the country, but urged government to confront terrorism head-on and also ensure thorough scrutiny of military recruitment. National Assembly correspondent Nta Ijebu Ode reported that the House is yet to come with a resolution on the security issues.
Issue of policing and other security recruitment, like my brother Maki mentioned yesterday, diligence have to be carried. We have had situation. My brother, former chairman defense, and my very good friend Betera, will bear me witness. There were moments in time when, in the process of recruitment, Boko Haram were found in the list. Other criminals, armed robbers gangs were found in the list of Nigerian army and police. There has to be a thorough way of ensuring that when we are recruiting, those of us that are politicians are recommending, should recommend people of good character and integrity. That's the only way we can resolve this problem and solve this problem.
Government must live up to its responsibility. Go after terrorists, go after kidnappers, go after any kind of violent criminals. You can't appease your way out of terrorism.
The president cannot be everywhere. He cannot be in Sokoto, he cannot be in Zamfara, he cannot be in Ogun State. He cannot even be in Lagos State, his own state. We need our governors to do more. And this is the right time for us as a house to legislate on the right legal framework on our state policing.
Niger Republic is too important for us not to have a political solution to our problems with them. And on that note, I will call on the president, or we should have a resolution, to call on the president to immediately appoint ambassadors so that there can be interface between Nigeria and other countries where we have concern and security issues.
I want to suggest that we establish a unified, intelligence-driven joint security command, ensuring a real-time coordination between all security agencies. 2, activate a 90 days national security emergency framework with a clear benchmark and deliverables, and hold each commander.
The core of the problem we have, it is implementation. At the end of the day, we are going to come up with resolutions. We are not going to implement those resolutions. We'll still take them to the executive arm. So what I'm suggesting, Mr. Speaker, is that the leadership should also interface with the executive to ensure that some of these resolutions, including past ones, are implemented.
In the same vein, the Southern Governors Forum is advocating the establishment of state police, working with traditional institutions and sharing information to effectively curtail the rising spate of insecurity in some parts of Nigeria. Speaking before a closed-door emergency, crucial meeting held in Ikperu, Ogun State, the chairman of the forum, Prince Dakpa Abiodun, said the forum wants joint action against crime in the region and the establishment of community police to secure schools, farmlands, and the entire country. The commended President Bola Tinubu's prompt action, which led to the release of the abducted students and individuals in some states. The House of Representatives Committee on University Education began its oversight in the Southwest region, cautioning bosses of federal university against providing false financial records or fake punishment. National Assembly correspondent Mohammed Rabi Hadi reports that the committee also observed some infractions in the submissions.
This oversight interface with the management of the university is now called to order.
The issue of discrepancies in IGR and nominal roll remain a major problem in all federal universities visited in the zone. The committee found at this trend that must be corrected to align with the provision of the Constitution.
Do you have
something like a demonstration school, maybe a crèche, primary school, secondary school.
Yes, yes.
You do? Okay. And you run it like rotary, free. Okay? Please point me which item on the IGR list where it is.
Are you a charitable organization? From 4 million in 2023 to 6 million in 2024. Is it part of the line budget? Where are you spending from? Is it from the internal director revenue or do you have it in your capital project?
Without this kind of exercise, a number of institutions will go off the track, and we don't want to be part of that.
At the Federal University of Technology, Akure, the committee identified some errors in the budget line of the university's internally generated revenue and spendings.
Passing behind this document that we are going through, we ought to have affirmed you so that we can charge you for perjury, for misleading this committee.
But we have observed the errors as they have been shown. It's good for us to know what you want and then improve the document.
In the submission of the Federal University Oyo Ekiti in Ekiti State, the committee queried the management over some faulty areas.
We collected as IGR about 7 billion. And you spent or utilized 4.8 billion. There is a balance of about 2.7 billion that was supposed to be carried forward to 2024, which was not done. So the committee needs an explanation on that.
The packaging of our documents has not confirmed the way we should go. Please kindly take my approach on that.
The lawmakers inspected some projects at the university and are expected to continue with the oversight at other federal universities in the zone. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
As Nigeria's 2027 general elections gather momentum, there is a need for women in leadership positions to unite and mentor more women to rise and occupy more political positions and lobby state governors to implement the 35% affirmative action policy. The Minister of Art, Culture and Creative Economy, Anatu Musa Musawa, was speaking at the HID Awolowo Foundation Dialogue held in Ikenne, Ogun State. Lukman Adefesho's report is hereby presented.
The HID Awolowo Foundation Dialogue in honor of late Yeye Obia, Anna Idowu Dide Awolowo, attracted women who are thriving in politics and leadership, including the Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Anatu Musa Musawa, Senator Daisy Danjuma, Senator Uche Ekwenefe, Vice President of the Côte d'Ivoire Senate, Dr. Chantal Fani, while the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Noimot Salako Yebele, and Abike Dabiri Erewa joined virtually to reflect on the nation's journey 30 years after the Beijing Declaration. Speaking on the theme, Breaking Barriers or Standing Still, Nigeria Women in Politics 30 years after Beijing, the Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Anatu Musa Musawa, noted that Nigerian women have the capacity, confidence and courage to lead.
With a growing population, I think it's important for Nigeria and really Africa to see how we can bring more women into politics, into the decision-making level, because, you know, women see things through women's eyes, and sometimes, you know, it is very important for us to have that participation, for women to be able to make laws.
The chairman, HID Awolowo Foundation Dialogue, Senator Daisy Danjuma, and other speakers lamented that Nigerian women have continued to confront enduring barriers in political and leadership positions even after 30 years of the landmark Beijing Declaration.
While we celebrate pioneers, progress, and pockets of successes, we must also confront the structural and cultural constraints that continue to limit women's political participation, from party level gatekeeping and economic exclusion.
The convener of the HID Awolowo Foundation Dialogue, Dr. Olatokunbo Awolowo Dosunmu emphasized the need to build stronger bridges for women to thrive. Earlier, the gathering observed a minute silence in honor of the late Barrister Segun Awolowo.
You're still watching Nta Ijebu Ode News at 7. We would be going on a short break now. Stay tuned.
You dey mind am? Me when I leave my house for Lagos, come go celebrate with am for Dallas. I reach there now, they take me make yeye. They go put me for one yeye corner. Hey, me, Amebo, for no cake globetrotter. Hey, even self the pilot they announce say I dey for the flight now, and you know say one of them say come meet me, tell me say make her come follow them sit down for cockpit, make we fly the plane together. Sure. This na the third time today when Glo don serve me. Oh. So you want make me come up for line now, make you for run mobile your Glo Talk Master.
Free Glo Talk Master. Talk for 6 minutes and get 6 minutes free. Plus 15 megabytes of data. Free. Dial *606#. 2,000 naira for new customers. 1,000 naira for voice. Plus 1,000 naira for data.
Ijebu Ode Comprehensive High School Old Students Association invites all and sundry to her 46th year Founders Day anniversary fundraising and award ceremony program schedule. Thursday, 27th November. Arrival and registration of old students. Same day. Relaxation of old students with music interlude. Friday, 28th November is awareness trek and medical outreach. 1 p.m. is the lunchtime. 2 p.m. is a school quiz competition, and by 4 p.m. is a novelty match between the old and present students. Saturday, 29th November is the grand finale and award ceremony. Chairman of the day, Otumba Rotimi Osun. Chairperson, Funke Onigemo. Chief Launcher, Mr. Deji Ajayi. Co-Launcher, Alhaji Dr. Muhammad Abubakar Bello Aliyu. Guest Speaker, Dr. Segun Oke. Chief Host, National President, Otuba Dr. Wasiu Abiodun Aguda. Venue, School Auditorium by 10 a.m. This message is from Mr. Ganiu Jimo, National Secretary, on behalf of Ijebu Ode Comprehensive School All Students Association.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. In Nigeria, labor strikes have become almost a predictable first response whenever tensions flow between workers and employers, from hospitals to refineries and even public institutions. The walkout seems unending, but why do unions often default to shutting down services, and what gaps persist in the nation's dispute resolution system? In this special report, Joseph Alton examines the rising frequency of industrial actions and explores practical alternatives that could reduce the nation's reliance on strikes.
The 15th of November 2025 strike embarked upon by health workers in Nigeria marks the second major industrial action from the health sector this year. These strikes are just the latest among other industrial actions taken by Nigerian workers' unions in 2025 alone, and each left behind a familiar trail: disrupted services, economic losses, and strange access to healthcare.
The truth is that whenever a strike happens, it affects the economy, it affects productivity, and who are those that are going to be affected? Nigerians.
I'm supposed to go theater to do my hand, but because of the strike, they said no, we can't go.
The workers' unions insist they often exhaust dialogue, negotiation, and internal mechanisms before resorting to strikes.
Take, for example, the situation in the educational sector. There have been agreements right from the time I was General Secretary of the NSC in 2009. When NASU, after knocking on the door of government, then decide to say, we'll give you 2 weeks, after this we'll go on strike. People then forget the fact that the reason why they have said they will go on strike, and then say the strikes in our system are too much.
But aside strikes, what alternatives exist, especially those recognized under national laws and international conventions?
So what is really needed is that whenever issues are brought up, immediately those discussions should start.
The alternative dispute resolution mechanism is also there.
You know, most times you even benefit more through that strategy.
The idea to embark on strike at almost every industrial dispute in Nigeria is an indication there is an issue with dispute resolution system in the country, with many emphasizing the need to strengthen the system, because at the end of the day, strike does not just help the economy, it hurts almost everyone. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
The Code of Conduct Tribunal has reassured Nigerians of its commitment to quick dispensation of justice. The chairman of the tribunal, Nta Ijebu Ode, who disclosed this at the commencement of the 2025/2026 legal year, promised to strengthen the institutional integrity through fair and efficient adjudication. Omenka Amarashuku report.
The Code of Conduct Tribunal was established in Nigeria in 1979 during the Second Republic with the primary objective of maintaining a high standard of morality in the conduct of governance business, reflecting on the importance and challenges of the tribunal and outlining goals and objectives for the upcoming year. Munasara Umar highlighted plans to enhance the tribunal effectiveness.
I've requested for, when the act is amended, to have 36 number of judges. This 36 number of judges will be 5 for each of the geopolitical zones, and then these people will be trying the matters, because the humongous number of cases we inherited, we want to bring about change so that once these cases are decentralized, we'll be able to finish them quickly. Just like the innovation I have brought, I've started court sitting, and there is no day my court sits without finishing a case.
In the National Assembly, we are ready to make sure that we repeal all the laws that need to be amended so that they can come into law.
The Code of Conduct Tribunal is an institution for promoting accountability and good governance in Nigeria. In Abuja, Umeka Marachuku, NTA News.
That will be all for tonight on our English news update. Stay tuned for your broadcaster, Adetoye Adebinro. I am Ifeoluwa Shaulu. Good night.
Bísí mo ti ní kó máa fara balẹ̀, ọmọbìnrin yẹn ló ń wò mí kéṣe mi ni mò ń wò. Mi ò ṣáà ní máa díjú rìn. Kọ́lá, jọba mi bá Bísí sọ̀rọ̀, jẹ́ kó mọ̀ wípé òun nìkan lolólùfẹ́ mi. Hello Bísí, Bísí, ó ti gé ìpè náà. Ó ti gé. Ọ̀gá please abeg me. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Bó ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn o. Ó ní kí n yé gómìnir sọ̀rọ̀, kí n yé gómìnir. Ṣó ṣe é ṣe ni? Ẹ̀rẹ̀ dákun. Má tẹ́ ilé inú, má pẹ́ lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ ń sìn. Kò sí wàhálà. Hello. Má jẹ́ parọ́ fún ọ. Ọmọbìnrin dúró déédéé, ó rẹwà, a sì jáde. A ṣe nǹkan kan wọn kò jó ní o. Ọgbọ́n kí nìyẹn?
Ọ̀fẹ́ ni lórí Glo Talk Master. Sọ̀rọ̀ fún ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́fà kó o sì gba ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́fà lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ pẹ̀lú 50 megabytes data lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Tẹ *606#. Àwọn oníbàárà tuntun yóò jẹ gbádùn ₦1,000 fún data pẹ̀lú ₦1,000 fún ìpè ohùn lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́.
Glo Unlimited.
Wonderful world of Sure Clean detergent. Oh yes, you can have a clean and bright wash with Sure Clean. Sure Clean detergent is tough on stains, gentle on your hands, and leaves clothes smelling fresh. Oh see, for clean whites and all colors, Sure Clean detergent makes you shine. As you spread it all, you can see the shine of Sure Clean brightness. Now, wear your smile with pride and nothing to hide. Sure Clean detergent makes your family clean and happy. Sure Clean detergent. Happiness with every wash.